Welcome to Science. In today's lesson, we shall be looking at things that can what? Fly. In our last lesson, we look at the principle that govern our objects what? Fly. Okay? There are living things that can fly and there are non-living things that can what? Fly. We already know why we humans cannot fly. Is it not? Because of our human anatomy. Let's now look at the anatomy of objects that can fly and living things that can fly. The three living things that can fly to date are birds, bats, and insects. Bats are the only mammal that can fly to date and they have the most efficient what? Flight. What about birds? Birds can fly. Everybody know that. But how do birds fly is very important. Bird will first of all generate what? Enough thrust using their what? Legs. And then they will pick it up from there by flapping their what? Wings. As they flap their wings, they will create a pressure difference. Remember Bernoulli's principle, is it not? Fast moving fluid have low pressure. So air will now move from under to above. This process will push them and thrust the bird what? To the sky. Rodents do not actually fly. Okay? Their flight is like humans falling from the plane with a parachute. There's no difference between that kind of flight. The bats are the only mammal that can fly to date, and they have the most efficient what? Flight. When I say the most efficient flight, I mean they can fly easily. Why? Because there's a secret in bats. Their wings have strong muscles. I mean their feather, there is strong muscles, line of muscles in the feather. So when they flap their wings once, it generates enough lift. Insects flight is quite different. Why? Because while the birds and the bats are doing a downstroke flap, the insect is doing an upstroke what? Flap. And we have to do it many times as possible so that it can thrust itself what? To the air because of its heavy weight. Is it not? Yes. The flight of the insect is very, very what? Amazing. Why? Because their wings are very small and their body is so huge. But yet they can flap their wings fast enough many times in 1 second to generate what? Flight. Living things that can fly are airplane, helicopter, and your hot air balloon. Okay? Those are the non-living things that can what? Fly. The non-living thing that can fly, we start with what? Airplane. The airplane has three factors that enable it to fly. Thrust, which is gotten from the propeller or the jet, airfoil, which you can see there, and then the shape. When it accelerates with the thrust, the airfoil will suck up air and throw it behind. This will create a difference in what? Pressure. Do you understand? And then, according to Bernoulli's principle, air will move from where there is high pressure to low pressure. Is it not? The plane will take off. When it gets to a certain height, it will tilt its head straight like this so that it does not go higher again. And then when it wants to come down, it will tilt it a bit and regulate what? The propeller, and it will land what? Safely. Remember, at flight, thrust is greater than drag and lift is greater than gravity. And at landing, gravity is greater than what? Lift. What about the helicopter? The helicopter flight is quite different. It looks like that of the insect. If you can see, the fan or the blades will have to spin as fast as possible to generate what? Enough air to push it what? Upward. When this happens, there is another set of blade at the tail of the plane. Can you see it? Yes. Otherwise, the blade or the fan will make the helicopter to spin continuously. So the tail blade helps to counteract or balance the air produced by the upper blade, and this trick is what is used to regulate the movement of the chopper, whether it is flying, whether it is hovering in the air, or whether it wants to land. Okay, these two blades play important role in controlling how the helicopter what fly. The hot air balloon, on the other hand, is actually able to fly, but the problem with it is that it flies in the direction of the wind. How does it work? It has a balloon with hot air. Remember, the more you heat up hot air, the more tendency for the gas want to escape. Since they cannot escape, it will have to what? Move higher. Why? Because naturally hot air want to move higher, is it not? Yes, it wants to move higher because it will have fast moving what? Gas molecules. Can you see it? Yes. So as it's going higher, it will carry whatever is attached to it. Depends on the strength of the lift. Do you get it now? Yes. When the person in charge wants to bring it down, it will have to allow the hot air to escape, and then the balloon will start to come down. Is it not? Yes. The challenge or the disadvantage with this type of flight is that it doesn't have a direction. It follows the direction of the what? The wind. So you must take note of that. It follows the direction of what? The wind. Rocket, on the other hand, can be compared to like rodents. They don't really fly, okay? What happens is that they are thrusted into space or into the air using their what? Thrust, okay? Got it from the launch, is it not? So as they fly, they exhaust the fuel, okay? And this fuel are attached in tank. This tank fall off actually as they are flying, so that they can gain more flight. You get it now? Yes. For example, Voyager 1 is still flying to date. Amazing, and it's going to fly for over, I think, close to 40 years more. So these objects do not attain flight. Instead, they are thrusted into the air. How has flight affected our society today? Okay, flight has made the world a global place or a small global market. Okay, how? Through three important things. Okay, they have help in travel, communication, and international what? Commerce or trade. But the most important of it is what? Travel. We cannot travel a long distance in a very short period of what? Time. Also, one can easily fly to Dubai and buy goods and come and sell in Nigeria easily. Is it not? Yes, it has made life much more what? Easy. You cannot compare it to any of the disadvantages, which of course is pollution. Is it not? Yes. So just watch and pay attention to how the airplane what? Fly. Okay? It's very important. Listen carefully.
Ahoy! Let's think. Today we answer the question, how do planes fly? Look up at the sky. It's a bird. It's a plane. It's a... Wait a minute, it's a plane. For an object that can weigh up to 500 tons, how can a giant piece of metal fly and stay up in the sky? For a plane to stay in flight, it needs four forces to work together: thrust, lift, weight or gravity, and drag. Thrust is what keeps the plane moving forward. Depending on the plane, there are different methods to produce thrust. A jet will use its jet engine, while other planes, such as a crop duster, will use a propeller. Lift is what keeps the plane up, and is one of the reasons why a plane has wings shaped the way they are. Many planes' wings are curved at the top and smoother at the bottom. This allows the air passing over the wing to move faster, which decreases the air pressure. Since the air pressure above the wing is lower than the air pressure below the wing, it causes the plane to lift. Drag is the force that slows the plane down. You've probably experienced drag when you had to walk against a strong wind or have gone skiing down a hill. For a plane to stay in flight, it must have stronger lift than drag. Similar to how the wings help with increasing lift, the shape of the wings will also help with decreasing drag. Weight is caused by gravity and is what forces the plane down. The plane is designed the way it is to distribute the weight evenly throughout, rather than concentrated in specific areas. When all four forces are working together, this causes the plane to fly. Lift and weight work together to move the plane up and down, while thrust and drag work together to speed and slow the plane down. Lastly, you should always have a pilot. Just like a captain steers a ship, the pilot steers the plane to its final destination. So that answers how do planes fly.
Welcome back from that interesting lesson. That now brings us to the end of today's lesson. Remember to do your other activities in this class. I'll see you soon. Stay safe.
do 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 do